to my review for Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life. So, Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life follows the character Ray Ketchadorian, who heavily dislikes his school, so he decides that he's going to try to break every rule in the rulebook just as a way to be rebellious against the school that he dislikes. So, it's based on the best-selling novel, which I did read, however, I do not remember at all, and I was not looking forward to this movie really in any way. I thought that the trailers were pretty bad, and there's no one talking about this movie. I barely, last second I realized, oh yeah, this is coming out this weekend, I guess I should go see it. So because I can't see The Birth of a Nation or The Girl on the Train, I decided to see this. And I regret it because this movie is absolutely terrible. Now, I don't want to get too mad here, but however, Rotten Tomatoes is a site that I trust a lot, currently has this at a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes. One of my favorite films of all time, The Fountain, currently has a 51% on Rotten Tomatoes. If anyone can explain to me why this is the case, I'd like to know, because that makes utterly no sense. This is honestly one of the worst movies that have came out this year. This is probably in the bottom 10. Why? Here's why. The humor has no clue what it wants to be. Absolutely no clue. It goes from a stupid fart joke to, oh, you always drew the best boots in your artwork. Yeah, because that's clearly referencing something. It goes from, I like my big butt, as it is editing, which is a super childish joke, to something super adult joke, to an adult joke, such as, this really, I believe that this does really suck, and honestly, I don't give a, what rhymes with suck. There's stuff like that throughout the film that I didn't know why that needed to be in there. I guess they were trying to appeal to adult jokes or something, but they did not fit in there at all, and I have no clue what this was trying to do. The dialogue is honestly some of the worst, probably all year. I mean, my god, what were they thinking? Just some of the lines. I had a few examples in my head, I can't remember them currently, but they were all pretty terrible. There's random exposition scenes, mostly towards the beginning, where a woman is dropping her kids off and then says, hey, you guys need to be nice to this guy. They ask, oh, that guy, man, he sucks. And he's like, look, you need to be nice to this guy because blah, 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 exposition, exposition, exposition. And it's just randomly forced in there like that, and comes out of left field and is insanely annoying. It has a terrible tone, which mostly has to do with the humor of trying to be adult and kid, and at the same time, it randomly cuts between scenes of being super dramatic, to a super funny scene, to a weird romantic scene, to a super dramatic scene, and it has no clue what it wants to be. It's practically every scene it has a new tone that hasn't been seen in the movie before. It's crazy. The adult characters are terribly crafted, such as the stepdad guy who talks to his phone and says, hey, how do you get rid of kids you don't like? Terrible dialogue and a terribly crafted character that is clearly just pure evil. It has a horrible moral about how breaking all the rules is good, which is just straight up terrible. Why was that in the movie? Sure, there was under themes of different stuff, but I don't think that they should have shown, oh, if you break all the rules and get your principal super duper mad, then good things come of it. No. It has some terrible acting from mostly a lot of the adult characters. Surprisingly, the child actors were the ones that were actually okay. The adult actors are the ones that didn't know what they were doing. It's incredibly predictable, to a crazy degree. It's insanely forgettable. In fact, during the movie, I went out to go to a bathroom break, and while I was trying to rethink about the movie, I was like, what have I watched so far? It's that forgettable that after 2 minutes of coming out of it, I pretty much completely forgot what happened in the movie, and I could only really remember one frame. And there is also a lot of insanely unrealistic things in this movie, such as nobody would let a principal like that actually be a principal. To be a principal, you have to go through years of school, you have to do lots of work, you have to be checked by the district frequently, and the fact that a principal can have a rule book of over 100 rules is just insane. That doesn't make any sense. That would never happen. Um, the principal also would have easily found out who was doing the crimes from day one. That would be super simple, only the movie has to treat the principal like a stupid person. Similar to Ghostbusters earlier this year, they treat all the adult characters like Ghostbusters treats all the men. Insanely stupid. Also, in this movie, I'm gonna try to say this without spoilers, but a giant group of kids all meet together during the night, all at like 2 in the morning. Yeah, because their parents wouldn't notice they were gone. Sure, they're asleep, but that has nothing to do with it. They all get together with no previous information, probably before they went to bed, and then suddenly they're there, and they're all gathered around, and they all are trying to do the same thing. Insanely unrealistic. This movie is complete and utter trash. There is one good thing I can say about it, which I'm saying at the end because it's a spoiler, but for now, I'm saying that Middle School, the Worst Years of My Life, gets a 2.5 out of 10. Absolutely garbage movie. Do not see this. It is nothing like Middle School at all. Trust me. Nothing like it at all. And it's just an overall terrible movie. So do not see it. Alright, on to the one good thing. This is full spoiler, so if you have not seen Middle School, the Worst Year of Your Life, and you're planning on it, don't know why you are, just stop the video here. You've already heard my score and you're good. So, spoiler. The character's best friend, the main character, Ray or whatever his name, Rafe, turns out that his main friend is his sibling who died, but he's just imagining that he's there. That is something that I thought was actually pretty clever. I did not see it coming. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. And when it came on screen, I'm like, okay, that's clever. Maybe the movie will turn good now. And then when the next scene started, the tone completely changed, the horrible dialogue was said, I said, yep, we're back to the same terrible movie that this was. But for that one scene when they revealed that, that was really good. So, that concludes my review for Middle School, the Worst Years of My Life. Again, 2.5 out of 10. Do not see this movie. I am Robert Burke. Oh, what did you think of Middle School, the Worst Years of Your Life? If you saw it, comment below. I am Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.